Hi, I put the extra and extraterrestrial Tori. So today I have been scrolling online when something came up on my newsfeed and I was so inspired by it I had to go and make a little video about it. I have been seeing that early 2000s emo scene culture has been romanticized by people on Tumblr, and whether it's as a joke or in all seriousness is irrelevant. I have just found it very interesting that, you know, all the blingy text stuff, all the MySpace style photos, the entire emo culture of stamps, deviant art, it's all coming back to haunt us, and it's now at the point where people are wishing that they grew up when emo was a thing, when My Chemical Romance is still together. Personally, I went through my emo stage pretty young. I mean, obviously I went through an emo scene stage, but I had went through it when I was like 11, 12 through, I would say, about 14, 13. I was really into emo back when My Chemical Romance was with 3 Cheers of Sweet Revenge, AFI, December Underground, like that was my music. I was like really into like Aiden and Screamo. I stopped listening to My Chem actually during the Black Parade because I loved Bullets and 3 Cheers of Sweet Revenge. Those are my favorite albums. And I hated the new sound, which is ironic because I like it now, but that's when I kind of stopped and became scene, was around 2007 or whenever that album dropped, 2007, 2006. And I became like listening to Blood on the Dance Floor and Jeffree Star's music when they were on MySpace, and it's really embarrassing, and I am not gonna admit to even have good taste. Like my #1 scene band would be Mindless Self-Indulgence, which I don't even think that's considered like scene music, but that was like my shit. So I decided today, as a veteran of emo scene culture, I have prepared a look, a scene look, like a classical scene look. I am really not sure how it's going to turn out. I'm going to try to do my makeup as close to what I used to do it in middle school, high school, but I unfortunately don't have the types of makeup I used to use back then, so this is going to be very interesting. However, I'm really excited to bring back the old days of DeviantArt back before Facebook, before Tumblr. You know, we didn't really have the social media, you know, reach that we did back then. We had all of DeviantArt to scroll through of fan art, poetry, stamps, weird little memes, and comic. Oh my god, the comic strips were unreal. Everyone would share the, like, I gave you my heart, sorry it's broken, like all that kind of stuff. Like, oh my god, I lived for it. Like, it was so bad. But yeah, my username is actually pretty iconic in my opinion. It had all the staples of any emo girl in her prime, and that was XXMCRXFanXGirlXX. You knew it was real if it had X's in it, literally. I never had a scene name, and I wasn't really a good scene queen. My scene phase was pretty lackluster. It was very short-lived. I tried really hard. I really like scene kids. Like, I loved looking at them online, but I never really had the look. I was too scared to dye my hair the crazy colors. Ironic now. I never really did the big eyeliner and the skinny jeans. I was always extra, but I never had that extra terrestrial realness with the scene kids. But I live out my fantasies now, so it's okay. I live out that middle school fantasy now. Like, I'm really like feeling my oats and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and take all of my normal everyday look off and start fresh, start from scratch, and go ahead and get the show on the road. And I'm very happy to say I have pulled up a wig that I think is going to be absolutely perfect for this look. So I'll see you guys when I'm barefaced again.
Alright guys, so we're using the Morphe Picasso palette here. You know, back in the day, I didn't really have a lot of cosmetics. I usually just bought whatever bright pigments I could pick up at Hot Topic. The big thing was red eyeliner. You know, the Helena music video came out, everyone was into, you know, My Chem at the time and wanting to have that like nice dead look in the eye. So like the red eyeshadow was a big deal. for this look, I decided to combine the two things I did the most, which is the red eyeshadow and the cheetah print eyeshadow. So one eye is going to be bright red and the other eye is going to be hot pink with blue spots, because that's a great idea. High key, I never knew anything about color theory. Nothing was coordinated. I used to wear these bright purple pants with red hair and a black Misfits long shirt, and then like an ugly beanie hat. I wore a fedora for a hot minute, a pinstripe one, because I thought it was super cool. I mean, this is like 2006, 2007 we're talking, so it was a relic of its time. So yeah, you notice that my eyebrows are drawn on super normal, because back then I also didn't pluck my eyebrows. I did have them, but they were gross and brown. So I tried to recreate the brown bushy eyebrows I used to have, but you know, it didn't work. So I'm actually doing a little expert mode. I'm trying to like be really loose with my eyeshadow the way I used to, because I didn't know how to use makeup back in the day. But you know, I think I used to put on with my finger too, which I really hate when people do that, because you're putting a lot of oil, you know, in your eyelid. Like, at least use a Q-tip just so you don't break out. And for the spots, I'm just like wetting my brush and then popping them on there and being really freaking loose with it. You know, back in the day, my first YouTube video I ever watched was back in the day learning how to do cheetah spots. And it was like brown and everything, and it was hysterical. But you know, I really loved it. It was a fun look to do. And you know, when you're young, it's really important to experiment and make a lot of like boo-boos and like wear uncoordinated outfits and do shitty makeup. Like, this is the time in your life when you can just mess up and do whatever you want and really learn from it. Now, here's a big thing that you really don't see anymore, is people lining their waterline with black eyeliner. Like, you'll see me talking because I had originally wasn't going to do a voiceover, but you know, this is gonna be so much quicker because this really isn't a tutorial. This is just all nostalgia's sake. But you know, the real tea is we used to take our black eyeliner, we'd put it in our waterline and then pull it out and then build a cat eye on top of that. And that was actually kind of a good trick, and I would recommend doing that to people, like recommend telling people to draw your cat eye from your waterline. It's actually clever. But I also sucked at eyeliner back then, because it literally took me from when I was like 13 to like 20 to even get good at eyeliner. Like, it took me forever. And I think I just used like cheap drugstore eyeliner, you know, L'Oreal or whatever. I never used waterproof, and so being the emotional teenager that I was, I had a lot of nights where I just had black, teary, smoky eye makeup going on. But you know, you'd always take a selfie at the MySpace angle and be like, here's my emo selfie. Life is teen. Like, that was the real tea. Like, oh my god. It's so wild that there's like all those old school deviant art emo photos that we all used to favorite that are now like super duper popular, and everyone's like, I wish I was an emo kid in the early 2000s. I'm like, what? I'm not that old yet. I'm starting to build up the eyeliner on the other eye here and I'm trying to keep it real loose. I felt so uncomfortable doing this without any contacts in, because normally whenever I do a makeup look, I like to have circle lenses in or something to lighten my eye. But of course, I didn't start wearing contacts until I got into Lolita fashion when I think I was like 15, 16. And even then, I still wore natural color contacts, so I was cringing at myself. Oh yes, here comes the cheetah spots. Honestly, like, I never really went through a true scene phase. Like, I made the extensions and I had my share of girl shirts, but you know, I went from emo to like scene for 2 minutes, and then I got really into Emily Autumn. So this is me kind of living out that fantasy. And this is like a budget wig I was gifted that I haven't actually even worn, because you know, I don't really do boy looks, but it is literally perfect for this. And I teased it out. You know, I used the big sexy hairspray that all the scene kids in our area used to use. And I was feeling my oats, honey. Oh God. And that necklace I'm wearing, I actually made. The big plastic bead necklace, I actually made that when I was emo. So this is a really authentic look here. And I'll post a photo in a little bit after, you know, this video is over, just to show you guys the pleated skirt from Trip. We all wore freaking pleated skirts. It was a look with knee-high mix match socks. Coordination is not key here. Come on, eyeliner. Oh, it's not emo here unless you've got the flat iron out either. I really hope emo scene comes back. really just so I can be their queen. Because I've missed out on being a scene queen back in the day. Just went straight to being a bio queen, I guess. Okay, fam, we're gonna hop into the finished look here, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
You see, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously...
Okay, so we're done. This is our circa 2007, 2008 scene, emo kid, you know, oh, hang on, excuse me. There, much better. So it has been a pleasure to relive my emo scene fantasy. Honestly, if this is a style that speaks to you, if this is something that you are really connected to, it's something that makes you feel beautiful, then there's no shame in wearing it. I know I'm talking about cringy and making jokes and everything, but this was a style I wore back when I didn't know who I was. I was still developing my identity and my sense of style, and for me to look back on those times it's a lot of trial and error, but if this is something that you really feel beautiful and you really feel confident in, then I really hope that you explore that and you really develop in your own style and have a lot of fun with it and feel no shame for dressing the way that you do. You know, we all look like weirdos to everyone else, so we should all just get along. But I will say, there is a special place in my heart for emo scene culture because it's so much of my roots is grounded in this look, and I never want to forget that. I'm never going to let myself forget that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please comment below your memories from when you were seeing emo. Did you go through an emo phase? What was it like? What were the bands you listened to? What were your favorite accessories? What are some MySpace Vampire Freaks nightmares? Please share them below. I'd love to hear them. And if you want to recreate your old emo scene looks, please tag me in them. Please message me if you do that. I'd love to see them. This is so much fun to do. This is so silly, and it's just a lot of fun to throw out there. So I hope you guys have a great day.